Hi, Walter. Good evening.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How about you?
I'm fine too.
That's cool.
Yes.
That's great to know.
I talked with the coordinator and she sent me the password and the account. So tomorrow I'm gonna do the two assignments.
Okay, it's okay. So, yes, I guess it's assignment until tomorrow, right? Yes, it's until Wednesday. So
Yep.
if you have any problem with it, let me know, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so, all right, we're gonna start with today's classes. How was your lecture? How was your reading?
Excuse me?
How was your reading?
My
The book.
how was my review? I couldn't listen.
Reading.
Sorry, but I
Remember,
can't understand.
okay.
I can't understand.
I sent you a book, right? A PDF book. And it was about the Little Prince, right?
Yeah,
So my
I
friend
couldn't.
was reading.
Could you please resend me that, please? Because I don't have that.
Oh, okay. I guess I don't have it on the computer. I'm gonna try to look it. I'm gonna try to send one of my students to send it back. So I'm gonna send you. Okay.
Thanks so much.
All right. Don't worry. So we're gonna start with today's classes. Yesterday we've seen the future continuous, right?
Yes.
Okay, so we're gonna continue with the second lesson, and I'm gonna share my screen with you. Once you can see it, please let me know.
I can see.
Okay, cool. Today's lesson is about object adjective clauses. It works as the same way it is in Spanish, right? There is nothing. We can say nothing new at all, right? But it's about clauses, right? When we say a clause, it means the subject and the verb. So when we have subject and verb, we have a sentence, okay? So, give me a second. All right. So we have this new lesson. We have to understand what is the object, adjective, right? The object we have in the slides, right? In this lesson, but our words like him, her, right? What else? Our, right? Them. So those are objects, right? And we could have objects by itself. I mean, the object in this case is the person or the thing of the sentence, right? And then we have an adjective. An adjective is a noun. Okay, that's all that you have to know about this. It's a noun, right? And we could have a different kind of adjectives, right? The purpose of this noun, okay, is qualify something, describe something. Beautiful, handsome, she's beautiful, right? So I'm describing how is she. So yes, so for this lesson, we're gonna listen to the audio.
Hi, you're just the person I wanted to see. There's something that we need to discuss today. It has to do with object-adjective clauses. These are the clauses that we use to identify the object of the sentence. Let's take a look at them.
Okay, the purpose of this is to identify our object, right? The person that I wanted to see. Something that we need to discuss, the clauses that we use. This is going to, well, this is not part of the grammar, right? I mean, we don't have a structure or something like that, as, for example, we could have in any other time tense. So we're gonna have for example, the future continuous, we're gonna use for this time of this kind of situations. No, this is more we're gonna apply this, of course, in spoken English, but we also apply this in writing, right? So we have to write an essay. We don't know how to do it, right? So this is the principal part, the main part of the explanation, right? Of how can we do it. So let's start, right? We're gonna have names, okay, in this sentence, right? This is a clause, okay? This is a clause. In this clause, we're gonna find we're gonna identify the subject. In this case, is you. Then we have a verb. Okay, so I have my first sentence. Then what else do I have here? I have the subject and I have the verb. So here I have the second sentence. These two sentences are gonna form a clause. So with that, let's listen the audio. And first of all, let's learn what is an adjective clause. In what time or what situation are we gonna use this? So this is
Adjective clauses, also called relative clauses, identify nouns or indefinite pronouns, such as one, someone, and something. Adjective clauses often answer the question, which one or which ones.
You're the two people I wanted to see.
I wanted to see is an adjective clause. It identifies the two people. In other words, Nick wanted to see these particular people.
okay. So it has another name. It is a relative clause, right? We're going to use this adjective clause to identify nouns or indefinite pronouns. When we say indefinite pronouns, when we say nouns, we could have whatever noun we could have. When we say indefinite pronoun, it means that I don't know what is my pronoun. That's the reason why it's an indefinite pronoun, because I can't identify, or maybe not directly, not in a directly way. For example, we could have one, someone. When I say someone, I'm not saying, I'm talking about Walter. No, I'm saying someone. There is someone else, right? So I'm not saying, or I'm not mention the name, right? I don't mention the name, but I'm saying someone. So if I say it, of course, it refers to a person or could be a thing, right? One, someone, and something are indefinite pronouns. Why? Because I don't know, because those are indefinites, right? I don't know exactly who is, what is, right? The noun. Or maybe I don't mention. Okay. A particular characteristic about adjective clauses or relative clauses, it often answers the question, which one or which one. For example, you are the two people I wanted to see, right? In this case, we have two people, okay? Which one or which ones in this case, because it's in plural, so the two people, okay? So this is gonna be my noun, and then I have I wanted to see. This is the adjective clause. One characteristic about the adjective clause, right? It identifies, oh, sorry. It identifies the two people, okay? So it refers to the two people, right? You are the two people I wanted to see, right? The two people, what? If I'm gonna, let's suppose, if I'm gonna only write, you are the two people, okay. There is a missing information, right? If I'm gonna say you're the two people, you're gonna look at me like, and what else? Is that all? That's an incomplete sentence, right? Si yo decido separar por algún motivo estas dos oraciones, están incompletas, right? So if I'm gonna say you're the two people, no tiene sentido. For that reason, I need to give more information about the noun. How can I identify the noun? Because adjective clauses answer the question, which one or which ones in some cases, right? If it's plural, of course. So as it is incomplete, I need to give more information. For that reason, we have adjective clauses. Okay, so I wanted to see, and that's all, right? So the second part, right? This is the adjective clause. The first step, it is providing us, it is helping us to identify the noun. Okay, the first one, the first purpose of it. The second one is that it provides us more information about your or about our noun, in this case, two people. So, is there any question maybe? I don't know if I explained fast or something like that.
It's okay.
All right, no questions?
No, I think.
Okay, let's continue with the second point.
Adjective clauses often begin with a relative pronoun, such as who or that. The relative pronoun refers to a noun or pronoun outside the adjective clause. The rest of the adjective clause tells more about that noun or pronoun.
This is the recording that I told you about.
The relative pronoun is that. It refers to recording. The adjective clause is that I told you about. It gives information about the recording.
Okay. Oh, I guess it's done. Okay. This adjective clause, we're gonna focus in this other part, and only in this part, right? And it's the second part of the clause, right? So this is the first one, and this is the second part. How do I know? Because I have the subject, I have the verb. I have subject and I have verb. This is, and I told, well, in this case, this is considered as a no, how is it called? A demonstrative pronoun, right? But it works as the same way, because in this case, this could be my noun, right? So we're gonna take this second part that I told you about. Adjective clauses often begin with a relative pronoun, okay? What is the relative pronoun in this sentence is that, okay? So if you want to form, once you have your noun, then you want to give more information about your noun, in this case, the noun, could you identify it?
The record?
What is the noun in this sentence?
The recording.
The recording, okay?
Yes.
How do you identify it?
Because we're talking about the recording.
Sorry, I can't listen to you very well.
Now, can you listen?
Yes.
Okay. Because we are talking about the recording.
Okay, right. The other purpose, right? Or before to continue with the structure, we use adjective clauses. For example, when you see, when you use an adjective clause, you are able to combine two sentences into one. Okay, that's the purpose of the relative pronoun. The relative pronoun is gonna work as a connector in this case. What is it connecting? The first sentence with the second one, okay? So in this case, our adjective clause is that I told you about, okay? Inside this adjective clause, I'm gonna find the relative pronoun. We could have a relative pronouns. The first relative pronoun that we're gonna look for is who. Oh, and the second one, that, okay? So we have more, but first of all, we're gonna start with this two. And okay, give me a second. So again, my adjective clause is a part of the clause of the sentence that provide us more information. So once I identify the noun, how could I do it? I'm gonna ask, in this case, which one or which ones, right? So this is a recording. What did I tell you about? Okay, so I'm gonna take the noun in this case, and it works. The structure, right? It's the same. I mean, the noun goes at the beginning, right? And you're gonna notice it's not difficult to identify what is your noun. So another way to identify is the information is talking about it, right? So maybe you could ask yourself which one that I told you about. This is a recording, okay? Which one or which ones or what's going on with the recording? Oh, okay, that I told you about. So then you have information. So again, the adjective clause provide us more information about your noun, the recording. So when we're gonna form an adjective clause, we are gonna start with a relative pronoun. What is the relative pronoun? The relative pronoun is a connector, right? It's a connector, and what is going to connect? The first sentence, right, into one. Claro, acá en este ejemplo ya tenemos las dos oraciones juntas, entonces I'm gonna show you some examples where we have two sentences and you have to combine into one, right? So then you're gonna understand better because this is only the structure and the definition of what is an adjective clause. Okay, the rest of the adjective clause tells more about the noun or pronoun, okay, the recording. The relative pronoun is that it refers to recording. The adjective clauses that I told you about, it gives more information about the recording. And that's all, right? El único propósito en realidad de los adjective clauses es, en algunos casos, claro, en algunos casos, combinar dos oraciones en una para evitar la redundancia. El otro es cuando vayamos a querer escribir alguna historia, algún ensayo de cualquier tipo. Entonces, nos sirve esa estructura nuevamente para evitar la redundancia, para evitar la repetición. So, we have an order to follow and we have to take care. The first step is to understand maybe what is it, right? So good writers, they use a mix, right, of simple sentence, and you're gonna learn more about the clauses because we have simple sentences, compound sentences, complex sentences, right? So then we're gonna take that lesson for the end. But is there any question until that part? Walter, are you there?
Sorry, I couldn't listen very well.
Is there any question?
No, it's okay.
All right, thank you. Okay, here we have a sentence. Could you please read?
Okay, that's the video. Talia made the video.
Okay. How could you combine these two sentences into one?
That's the video. That's the video that no. That's the video. No, the video was made. No, the video. That that is the medium that Talia's made.
Does the video? What else?
That Talia made.
That Talia?
Made.
Okay. Okay. Could you explain me how did you do it?
Made, no make.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. Okay. How you form the sentence into one? What is the first thing that you follow as a step?
We first I put the noun, and the noun is
Okay.
the video, so that's the video that Talia makes. Because
Okay, so let's listen the audio.
The relative pronoun combines two sentences into one sentence.
That's the video. Talia made the video. That's the video that Talia made.
Okay, it was cool, right? It was the correct answer. That's the video that Talia made. The first, well, the step number one is find the two words that are referred to the same thing. In this case, it was the video, right? Because we have the video, and then in the other sentence, we have the video though, right? For example, if I'm gonna say, I study at a college. Okay. Okay. So in this sentence, well, I have two sentences, right? I study at college. The college is downtown. The first step is to find the words that are referred to the same thing. Okay. So in this case, my noun is the college. Okay. We have college and the college. The step number two is replace the second word. The second word are correct with a relative, with a correct relative pronoun. So we have relative pronouns such as that. That is like an informal one, and you can use it with whatever sentence you want. That es como un comodín que utilizamos con cualquier nombre, cualquier pronombre, cualquier objeto. So it's up to you. It's very informal, right? And it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Or if you want to sound more formal, then you have more relative pronouns such as which, who, when, where, for example, right? We could have more etc, right? As you can see, it is called in this lesson, it is called a relative pronoun, but questions, those are called WH questions, right? So you can use wherever you want, but it needs to be in context. So once I have identified it now I'm gonna replace the second word with a correct relative pronoun, okay? So I'm gonna say, okay, I'm gonna say, oh, for a second. Okay, so I study
at college, which is in town.
Okay, which? Oh.
Is in downtown.
Which is in downtown. That's all, right? So, yes, I study at college, right? Which is downtown, and that's all. right? So in that way, we're combining two sentences into one. So the difference, we have that we just as a general one. In this case, we're using which because we're gonna use for subjects and objects pronouns for things. Which for things. Who for people.
Mhm.
That could be for people and things. There is no problem. The book that I saw was read. Okay. Then we have where we use for places, when we use for time. Okay. So yes, that will be right. Okay. So is there any question until this part maybe?
No, it's okay.
Do you know the meaning of this?
Who's? It's like who?
An example?
Um, uh, maybe it. Whom? I don't know whom. Who's? I heard like who is the same of who, and Talia is the people who make the video.
Okay.
Made the video.
Who?
Who's made the video? Who's made the video?
Okay. No, not really, right? We have who and whom for people. Whose is used for possessions. Okay. For
Okay.
example, the man, oh, the man whose house, oh my goodness, was for sale, was old. Okay. If I'm gonna say the man whose house was for sale was old, do you think is it correct if I'm gonna replace whose by whom, for example? Is it? No,
No.
okay. Because whose is used for possessions. The man whose house was for sale was old, right? So it means possession, okay? About what the house and possession of the man. Okay? Do you get
Okay.
it?
Yes, I get it.
Okay, so then now you know the meaning of whose. It means possession, okay, of something. Yes, then we have when, where, which, and it works as the same way for the, you have to see what is your noun. If your noun is a thing, which is a person, who. The difference between who and whom,
That.
who is more formal than whom, that's all.
Okay.
When for places, okay, and no, sorry, when for times
Time.
and where places. Okay?
Yes. Okay.
All right. Is there any question, Jimmy?
No, it's okay. And what about whom?
Whom?
Yes.
Whom is similar to whom? There is
Okay.
no
Difference.
difference.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
The only thing is that whom is formal. It's very formal. So let's continue with number 4.
In object adjective clauses, the relative pronoun is the object of the verb in the adjective clause. In the following sentence, the verb is heard. The object of the verb is conversation.
We heard the conversation. The conversation will clear Nick's name. The conversation that we heard will clear Nick's name.
When the sentence changes to an adjective clause, the object of the verb is the relative pronoun that. Notice that the relative pronoun always comes first in an adjective clause.
Okay. We have 2 sentences. We heard the conversation. And the conversation that we heard will clear Nick's name. ver la diferencia. Tenemos aquí en el primer ejercicio, en el primer conversación, en donde trabaja como una oración normal. Cuando digo normal es que no estoy dando más información, no estoy cambiando el orden ni nada por el estilo. We heard the conversation. Okay, that's cool. But if I want to give more information, then I'm going to use subject adjective clauses. And then where the subject is going to be the conversation, okay? Then we have the adjective clause. In this case, we have that, and that's the object of the sentence, okay? Why? Because more than a connector, the first thing is that, of course, it is a connector, right? But the conversation, right, it refers to the second sentence, okay? For that reason, we say that the relative noun is the object and the conversation is the noun, okay? So when the sentence changed to an adjective clause, the object of the verb is the relative noun that, okay? In this case, we heard the conversation, then this is the subject, the verb, and we have the conversation in this case that we're talking about, right? But as I want to give more information, I need to change the order of the sentence, okay? So if you want to form the sentence, right? I mean, an object adjective clause, you're gonna choose your noun. In this case, it's a conversation. Then you're gonna continue with the information. The information is called the adjective clause. Inside your adjective clause, you're gonna find the relative pronoun. Could be that, who, whom, and then, right? Then, as soon as you write it, you're gonna continue with your information. Now, in this part, we're following one structure: subject plus verb. That's all, right? Y sigue la misma, independientemente de que acá no tenga algún, como puedes darte cuenta, no tengo un verbo, right? No significa que esté mal, sino que es otro tipo de oración. As I told you, we have complex sentences, compound sentences, simple sentences, okay? So the important part for us is this one, right? This is like a second place. But once you choose your noun that you are gonna give information about, then you're gonna continue with your adjective clause. In your adjective clause, you need to include that. I'm writing in parentheses. You're gonna look them why, the reason of it, and then you're gonna continue with information. Okay, subject, verb, and then this is a complement. Okay.
Okay.
Is there any question maybe?
No, it's okay.
All right, thank you. Now, okay, this is something that I already explained, but give me a second. Okay, right. So we're gonna continue with point number 5.
We can use the relative pronoun who or that when the object of the adjective clause is a person.
There's someone who I have to go see.
Or
There's someone that I have to go see.
we can also use the relative pronoun whom when the object is a person, but this is very formal.
The soccer player whom the Federation is investigating is the very popular Nick Crawford.
Okay, as you can see, there is no difference, but this is very, very formal. Okay?
Okay.
We're using that because it's an informal one. So there is no change in meaning. Don't care about it. Now we have a sentence. A man is a dentist. He lives next to me. How could it change into, how could you combine these two sentences into one?
The man is a dentist who lives next to me.
I'm sorry?
The man is a dentist who lives next to me.
The man is a dentist who lives next to, like this?
Yep.
Okay. Okay.
Or it can be the man who lives next to me is a dentist.
Yes, that's the correct. We only have two possible answers. The man who lives next to me is a dentist, and the man that lives next to me is a dentist, right? The man is a dentist. The other option, what you said? The man is a dentist who lives next to me, right? There is no, when you said that, there is no subject, right? Don't forget, we have the subject and we have the verb, with this, right? So it doesn't make sense at all, right? So the first thing that you're gonna do is, of course, choose your noun, right? Then try to conjugate it, right? En algunos casos las oraciones suelen ser tan complejas que el orden, es decir, la estructura que aprendemos a veces no basta, right? So, en esos casos es jugar con las palabras para poder tener un mejor resultado y que se pueda escuchar bien, que pueda ser comprensible y que principalmente trate de seguir por lo menos en esta segunda parte, dependiendo del tipo de oración en esta, pero en esta segunda parte, en el adjective clause, que siga sujeto, verbo. Okay? All right. So, is there any question maybe?
No, it's okay.
Okay. See, if I'm gonna say, for example, where's my text? She invited. Okay, how could you do it?
Okay. She invited the guy to the party. The guy danced very well. She invited the guy to the party. The guy danced very well. The guy who danced very well was invited by she.
No, there is no way. We're gonna identify the noun, okay?
Okay.
The noun is
The guy.
Okay, thank you. So, okay, she invited a guy to the party. The guy dances very well. Okay, so if I'm gonna say in the way you said, we're changing the meaning in some case, right?
Okay.
So we're gonna take it like that. She, oh, sorry. Okay, she invited a guy. Si quieres poner en la oración que estabas poniendo, estaríamos utilizando otro tema. Ese es el active passive voice, right?
Okay.
Because you said by she, right?
Yes.
Entonces está cambiando totalmente las posiciones. Entonces ya no sería el adjective clause donde estás dando más información. Al contrario, sería utilizar la voz activa o pasiva en este caso. Okay? So in this case, we're going to say she invited a guy. Okay.
Who dance very well to the party.
In this case, it's dances. Why? Because this is a third
Okay.
person
Okay.
who dances very well. And that's all. And other thing, in the way you said, right?
And
It's a
what
more long, right?
very
The
well.
purpose. I'm sorry.
And what about the party? I don't talking
Oh,
about
I
the party.
forgot. My goodness. It was at the end to
To the party. Okay.
Yes, I forgot. Okay, it was like that, to the park, right? She invited a guy
Okay.
who dances very well to the park, right? Otra característica de el object adjective clause, adjective clauses, es que queremos tratar de hacer la oración lo más corta para evitar la repetición primero y para que sea más directo. Entonces, si vamos a cambiar todo el orden, lo más probable es que tengamos una respuesta un poco más larga, right? So that's not the purpose. Then
Okay.
if I'm going to say, it's a little, okay, no. People shouldn't okay. So, okay. So how about this one? People
Okay.
shouldn't throw stones. They live in glass houses.
Okay.
What
The people.
do we have? We don't have to add more words, right?
Okay. Only people.
Yes.
People who lives in glass clouds shouldn't throw stones.
People who lives.
Who live in glass house.
No, it's okay. But it's in singular, right?
Okay.
Algo que es un error común es que si bien people hace referencia a un grupo de personas,
Okay.
nos basamos en que es singular, es decir, yo a people no estoy agregando una S, a no ser que sea con apóstrofe, pero no. People es singular, entonces le corresponde trabajar con el verbo en singular, será persona, ¿ok?
Okay, thanks. People who
Okay.
live in glass houses shouldn't throw stones.
Okay, that's all. People who live in glass houses should not throw stones. And then, okay. Now
Okay.
let's try with another one. Okay. The desk is made of oak. Oak is the material of the desk, right?
Okay.
It was built by my friend. Okay, this is a little bit more complex because we have the passive voice. So
Okay.
what do you think?
By my friend. The desk that was built by my friend is made of oak.
Very good. That's all. The desk that was built by my friend is made of oak. That's all.
Yes. Okay.
Right? So is there any question maybe until this part?
No, it's okay.
All right, thank you. So what else? Yes, okay. We're gonna look for the next point. And this is about which we already practiced with the relative pronoun which, but let's listen the audio.
We use the relative pronoun that or which when the object is a thing.
My conversation wasn't the only one that she recorded.
Or,
My conversation wasn't the only one which she recorded.
That is more common than which in informal conversation.
Okay. So
Okay.
this is the use of which, right? When the object is a thing, right? When the noun is a thing. In this case, we're using an indefinite pronoun, right? But it refers to my conversation, right? It's a, I consider this lesson as a word game, right? Because we have to play with the words, right?
Mhm.
So, but there is nothing irregular in this part, right? So we're gonna use which when the object, right? The noun is an sorry, when the noun is an object. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So again, we have let's continue with this other part, right? This is the adjective clause, right? It is called object adjective clause because we have the object or the noun, right? And then we have the relative, the adjective clause, right? That's the reason of the title. Object, in this case, this one, right? Adjective clauses. Okay.
And okay, and it can be my conversation that she recorded wasn't the only one.
My conversation.
That she recorded wasn't the only one.
Okay. Let me check my conversation that she recorded. She recorded wasn't the only one. Okay, so here we have the noun, the conversation, and we have the noun here. So it is me that wasn't the only one. That she recorded wasn't the only one. Yes, could be, right?
Okay.
That's no problem. Yes, it's correct. We have the first part, but you know what? La única diferencia es el tipo de oración. Acá tenemos un tipo de oración y acá tenemos otro tipo de oración. Entonces, sí, no está mal, pero sí cambia el tipo de oración. Eso es todo. Pero en cuanto a si está bien, podría ser sí, pero cambia el tipo de oración. Tenemos oraciones complejas, oraciones simples, oraciones combinadas. Tenemos clauses, independent clauses, dependent clauses. So, si vamos a hablar de tal vez por esa parte, sí estaría incorrecto, pero como no hemos llevado a selección todavía, estaría bien en cuanto al orden. No hay ningún problema. Okay?
Okay.
All right. So it was a great observation. So we're going to continue with point number 7.
Relative pronouns don't change forms. They're the same for singular and plural objects. They're also the same for male and female objects.
That's the man who I saw.
Those are the women who I saw.
Okay. Relative pronouns don't change form, right? They're the same for singular and plural objects. No es los adjectives, los relative pronouns no son tiempos verbales, por ende no podemos cambiar o no se puede cambiar la forma de nuestra oración. So, the man is singular, right? It's a male, right? So there is no problem. Plural, female, there is no problem. Don't change forms, right? So you can talk in singular, plural, about male or female objects, and there is no problem. It doesn't change the forms. Okay?
Okay.
Do you get it?
Yes.
Okay. So if you have any question, let me know, right?
Okay.
Okay, and we're gonna finish with the last point, and this is funny because we talked, and maybe we took this point. Well, the last point. We've seen all the relative pronouns, but you know, in spoken English, we don't use it. We don't use the relative pronoun. So let's take a view.
We often leave out the object relative pronoun. This is very common in informal conversation and writing.
Talia is the one Nick wants to see.
Newsline is the show I always watch.
Okay. All right. Esto es lo más gracioso, creo yo, de la lección, porque hemos visto todos los relative pronouns. Sin embargo, no utilizamos. So as an extra information that we're gonna keep on there, right? But we're gonna use it, but only in essays, right? Sí se revisa cuando son ensayos, cuando son sumamente formales, but the truth is that we don't use it. So as an extra information, in some cases, it helps the students to understand the order, right? The structure or the lesson. So it's cool, but it's up to you if you're gonna use or not. So Talia is the one. I'm not saying cool, right? I'm directly going to the adjective clause. Talia is the one Nick wants to see. Now, other things, como aprendemos el idioma y tal vez nos basamos en castellano para poder aprender, los estudiantes lo utilizan demasiado, right? They always use words like that, the relative pronoun that. Why? Because their guide, su guía de ellos is Spanish, right? For that reason,
Yes.
they always. I'm sorry?
No, yes, I understand.
Okay, so if you feel comfortable, I have some students, they don't use it, right? So they feel comfortable with it, or if you don't, it's okay, there is no problem. There is no problem. But in formal English, we don't use it. But as I told you, we use this in essays, right? Es
Okay.
bastante frecuente utilizar en los ensayos, así que es bueno saber. So we're gonna, do we have time? Yes, we have. So give me a second, please. All right. I'm trying to get something. We're gonna write an exercise. And you can use this lesson in whatever time tense you want, right? For example, right now I'm using the simple past tense. So I spoke to the doctor. Oh, period. I don't know what do I have with comma. I met him at the hospital. Okay, so how could you do it? How could you combine these two sentences in one?
The doctor
Okay,
who I met at the hospital. I spoke. What about the spoke?
could you repeat, please?
The doctor who met at the hospital, but I don't know where is this. I spoke, so maybe it's I spoke to the doctor who met at the hospital.
I spoke to the doctor
Who met at the hospital.
who I met at hospital. Oh, what is this? Okay, so I spoke to the doctor who I met at the hospital. Okay, in this case, we don't have a subject, right? As you can see.
Is
So
the
I
doctor?
asked the doctor, yes, is a doctor, but we don't have the, as we seen in the other exercises, we have to already repeated the doctor and the other class doctor though. But we have him, okay? So as it is we, as I have, as I'm talking about the same person, so I could notice that my noun is the doctor. So I'm gonna take this like that. I'm not gonna move to the doctor who I met at the hospital, and that's all. And we are meeting him. We're deleting. And the last one could be okay. The grammar book is confusing. We use it in class. Okay. How about that?
The grammar book we use in class is confusing.
The grammar book?
Yes, we use it. No, we use in class is confusing.
And that's all. That's all. There's no more, right? In this case, you are omitting the relative pronoun is okay. So the grammar book we used in class is confusing, right? We're omitting it, and that's all. The meaning is okay.
Okay. See, I get.
All right. Cool. Was it difficult for you, maybe?
No, it was easy.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool to know, right? So we're gonna we're gonna deep on the lesson then, right? On the last course. So it's just a review, right? A short review of what is the lesson. It's not difficult, right? It's only different grammar is like linguistic, right? Could be language, right? So it's not difficult. If you don't have any question, we're gonna stop until this part, okay?
Okay, it's okay.
That's cool. So I'm gonna launch the pool. Once it's done, let me know.
It's okay. It's done.
All right, that's cool. Thanks, Walter. So I'm gonna see you tomorrow at the same hour, okay?
Okay, thanks so much. See you tomorrow. Just a favor, please. Could you please send me again the Little Prince? And we have, you send me a list about the infinitives and continue infinitives and gerunds? No, yes, gerunds.
Okay, first of all, you need the link from the course.
No. You sent me a list of when have I to use the infinitive form or the continuous form, maybe.
Yes.
And could you please send me it, please, because I lost that.
Okay, I'm gonna do it right now. What else do I have to send you before to prepare?
And the other ones I have because I resent to my sister, and so I had that, but this one I don't have.
Okay, I don't have the PDF. I'm trying to look for. Oh yes, I have. Okay, yes, I have. Because the other day I don't know what happened with my documents. So I lost many documents. So Okay, I guess it was the lesson, right? Using gerunds and infinitives, PDF. So that's the complete one, right?
Okay.
So yes, that's all. Okay. You have the common verb followed by only by infinitive. This is a complete one. Then at the beginning you have a short definition, right? You have some examples, and you have which verbs are followed by infinitive and gerunds, and what is the difference in meaning. Okay, I guess it was the PDF I sent.
Okay, thanks so much.
Okay, is there something else that I have to send you, or that's all?
And the Little Prince, not more.
Okay, yes, I'm gonna upload again, right? So as soon as I have it, I'm gonna send you. Okay.
Yes, it's okay.
All right. Okay, so wait for it, please. I'm gonna see you tomorrow at the same hour. Thank you for your attention, and I'm gonna see you tomorrow.